Hey there everyone, and I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me right here in my garden for yet another episode of my orchid adventure, of course with me, Maria Young. And in today's episode, what we're going to be doing is hunting for keikis. Ooh, what can we find? What can we find? Because in this episode, what we're going to be doing is collecting, propagating, and of course, repotting them for the new growth season next year. And of course, when the next season comes, we are going to be ready to go with the repotted keikis, and they're going to have a very good start. Also, at the very end of this video, I want to show you some of our past repotting of keikis, and we definitely are going to give you an update on how they are doing today. And oh my folks, looking around in my garden, I did happen to pull this pot out, and look what I found right here. Oh my goodness, you are not gonna like what you see, or at least I definitely did not like what I seen. Oh my gosh, so this right here is my Burana Sunshine. And as you can see, wow, these are some rotted canes that actually rotted in this pot container. As you guys know, I do get a lot of rain here in Florida, so this being kept on the ground just really got saturated with that water, and now it's caused rotting in this cane, and the canes have actually come off of the plants itself, as you can see right here. Right there, guys, right there, you see it. Oh man, not so good. But we do have some good news right here, because as you can see, there are a couple of keiki babies right here on those dying canes. So indeed, these Burana Sunshines right here is gonna have a day to shine, because we're gonna save them and we're gonna repot them for next year. Yay! I am so glad I got to you guys in time. Oh my goodness. And if we look over here, guys, underneath all of my plants, here's another pot right here, and you're seeing a lot of good, healthy basil keikis that have grown from the pot, as you can see right there as well. Just growing very, very healthy. And then if we take a look right here, there is one nice-sized keiki right here that has also begun to grow. And as you can see, the roots are starting to get a little bit crazy right here. So indeed, it's ready to go ahead and take this one out as well, and we can repot this. And as a matter of fact, this is just a quick snap of the finger, just like that. Uh-oh, here we go. And there you have it, folks, right here. Just snapped it right off with this nice healthy root system, and it's ready to be repotted. And as you guys already know, I have like tons and tons of epidendrums like growing throughout my entire tree. If we go take a look down here, you're gonna also see them just intermingled within my tree, just growing everywhere as a crazy uncontrollable vine. This one in particular is growing within a bird cage that houses this entire plant. And of course, I just fill this bird cage with a lining and its media, and it definitely just loves to grow here. And this plant actually will develop keikis all throughout the season, doing what it wants to do. But the problem is they sometimes don't cooperate. As you can see, this one is at a pretty good size, but look here, not even a single root. So by the time this grows its fruit, this is probably gonna be so long and lanky, and more than likely I'm just gonna leave it and let it grow right on this stem. But yeah, again, this is not ready to go ahead and propagate, because as you can see, no roots at all. But look here, folks, this one is at a good size, and yay us, we did find some roots on this little guy right here. So yeah, we can definitely just go ahead and boom, pull it off just like that. That simple, folks. And now it's ready to be repotted. And folks, do I have quite a story to share with you. Within this Amazon forest right here, this big bush of bleeding hearts, I actually found a pot. Take a look at this. Da-da-da-da. Indeed, a pot. A pot that is empty. Like, what in the world, what the happened to the plant? Well, folks, this was a little pot that I made for a plant that I did not think it would survive at all. And you know what? I just went ahead and entertained the idea of my friend, my next door neighbor actually, that gave me this species Dendrobium that had absolutely no roots at the bottom of the cane, and she told me it would survive and it would grow if I went ahead and just potted it up. So yeah, I entertained the thought, put it in here, put it in my Amazon forest right here, and it actually fell over and I forgot all about it. So where is the plant now? You know what? I found it, and I was so surprised at what I found. Right here, folks, right here. Let me pull it out. Uh-oh, where is it? Okay, right here. Oh my gosh. I was looking through my bush and I could not believe what I seen. This is actually the big old stem of a cane that she gave me. And yeah, I know you guys are seeing roots, but when she gave this to me, all of these roots were absolutely dried out. I mean, they weren't alive at all. And let's take a closer look at the stem itself. This cane right here did not survive. It did not grow any more roots. It didn't do anything for me at all, except for one important thing. It did grow this keiki. Oh my gosh, it did grow a keiki. I could not believe it, folks. I just left it in that bush. I did not believe it had a chance, but I decided to just, again, entertain my orchid thought, and indeed, it did grow this wonderful keiki. So guys, you never know what orchids can do. Never give up and never underestimate them. Do not, because they never cease to amaze me. Okay, folks, and what we found right here is a frosty dawn dendrobium, and unfortunately the other canes did die out again due to heavy rains and rotting. So fortunate for us, as we take a look here, there is a keiki, and it does have some root system right here. So we're gonna go ahead and take it off of this cane for emergency purposes, because we definitely don't want this one to rot right here. So let's go ahead and see if we can just simply snap it off. Fingers crossed. And I can see, yeah, there's a little bit of a fight here, but yeah, we got it loose and it is fine. Again, this frosty dawn dendrobium right here, also ready to be potted. Yay. Okay, and this is another case, folks, where I completely neglected this plant right here, and I ought to be ashamed of myself. This is a Dendrobium nobile, and it was so far back in the corner, hidden behind other plants, that I didn't even see this right here. Look how out of control and out of whack this plant has gotten. And these canes right here, they're yellowing, they're withered, and they're practically dead, so they have to be removed. Good news here, folks. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. There is an abundance of keikis growing on this actual neglected plant right here. If we take a look right here, this is pretty amazing, folks. This is a nice sized keiki. Actually, this is the one. A nice sized keiki, and look, a keiki on top of a keiki. Another keiki is growing right here. And then of course we're having a lot of basil keikis coming from the bottom. So this plant just really has to be cleaned up all together and repotted. And of course this right here, I'm gonna go ahead and snap off, if you'll ever be so kind. I might not be able to do this one-handed, but come on, little guy, we can do this together. Twist off, little. Oh, come on, little guy, this shouldn't be that hard. Oh, come on. Yep, it's off. It's just tangled. Oh my gosh, the roots are so long it tangled onto other plants, and even all the way down to the media. Yeah, so even though it's off, I gotta kind of get this untangled. Here we go. Can we do it? Oh my gosh, that shouldn't have been that difficult, but it was. Okay, so there you go. That is the baby keiki right here. And again, another keiki on top of a keiki. And now we can go ahead and repot this Dendrobium nobly. Yay! And hopefully this one's big enough. It should be able to bloom for us in the end of the winter or perhaps beginning spring season. So yeah, it should be ready to go. And this right here is yet another variety of Dendrobium nobly. And as you can see, this particular cane right here actually has 2 keikis. But if we take a look at the base, you're also seeing that there is not a single root on either one of these. So it's just a waiting game, waiting for them to grow enough roots and of course maybe bigger size on them as well. And then we can definitely transplant them when they're ready. And I will have to say that I do have quite a few vandas with some keikis and also offshoots. But you know what, folks? I normally don't remove these keikis from my vandas, and I'll explain to you why. Well, number one, folks, you guys know that I grow my vandas outdoors, so I don't really mind if they get to be at a great size. As a matter of fact, I long for them to become specimen size orchids. And also, as you guys know, within each plant growth, each vanda itself, whether it be keiki or adult plant, once this gets big enough, each one can also bloom on its own. And you know what? Even 1 or 2 or even more spikes have been known to be bloomed off of each vanda. So you can imagine if you have a specimen size of a vanda with lots of keikis that have grown into mature plants, how many florences or inflorescences of these beautiful, beautiful blossoms will be cascading off of these gorgeous vandas. So that is one of the reasons why I will not take the babies, the keikis, the offshoots off of vandas. And the second reason, folks, is that vanda keikis actually have to be at a pretty good size before they even begin to start growing their roots. So yeah, even if it's at a pretty good size, you may not even have a single root on them, so you wouldn't be able to take them off of mommy anywho. So once they are big enough to start growing their roots, usually you will find that the other roots of mama vanda will have grown all over in between and all around these little baby keikis. And then you'll find even when they do have their own roots and you can take them away, it is quite a difficult surgical process to get them removed. And in a lot of cases, you might actually damage and harm them more than anything. So yeah, those are the reasons that I don't like to remove baby keikis, unless of course it is emergency and only to save their lives. So other than that, folks, I just like to enjoy them as they are, their very stunning growth habit, their growth structure, and indeed their natural form in their ability of really becoming such specimen and gorgeously stunning plants. Indeed, I will just leave them as is. Okay, so now that we have all of the keikis that we're going to propagate, I'm going to go ahead and take these indoors, and then we're going to go ahead and pot them up as well. But before we do that, we did have a slight problem with this one right here. This is the Burana Sunshine, and of course I talked to you guys about the rotting at the base that we definitely don't want to spread to any of my other plants, and definitely don't want to spread to these keikis right here. So what I'm doing is I'm spraying this down with the gold variety Listerine, and that's just what I like to use to sanitize and disinfect. But you guys can use peroxide or whatever other else products you guys want to use. And I'm going to go ahead and spray this down and get them sanitized. And then we'll remove them from these icky wicky canes, and they'll be ready to be repotted. And here we go. We're just manually taking these roots off, right off the cane. And yeah, don't worry, it's ripping a little bit of it, but that's fine and dandy. That's okay. And just as long as we have good amount of root system, these should be okay. And here we are, folks, and as you can see, we indeed are preparing to get the potting party started. Oh my. And as you can see, these are the keikis that we found, discovered, and hunted down right in my garden today. And if we take a look down here, these wonderful, wonderful little containers are exactly what's going to be housing these little fellas right here. And if we take a closer look at these containers, we will discover that these containers are actually nothing more than soda and juice bottles, and using this wonderful soldering tool right here, indeed we were capable of making all sorts of little holes, great for air circulation and of course drainage for the water. Indeed, perfect little containers right there. And if we take a look in this container, you're also going to see the sphagnum moss that we are going to use to put in these containers that are going to house these little guys. So are you guys ready for the potting party to begin? Well, unfortunately, I am not going to show you how to pot these keikis in here because I already made a video of that. So if you guys want to see that video, go ahead and click right here and this link will take you directly to that video. But as for me, we are going to go ahead and show you some prior or some past keiki potting projects that we've had. So indeed, let us go ahead and see. And here we have some of the keikis that I've potted up in the past. Now, majority of these did come from my garden, from my other orchids, but there are some that came from my orchid buddies, so I'm going to tell you about each one of these now. These two little keikis right here come from my Dendrobium Cooltana Fancy. And right here, growing in such a cluster, right here, my bundle of Dendrobium nobile species variety. And as you can see, they have an abundance of little keikis also growing off of these mature little keiki dendrobiums right here. And of course, this is the Dendrobium species varieties and growing quite healthy. And these two right here are Dendrobium phalaenopsis, and although they are quite small, you're already beginning to see them bud for the very first time. So these are first time bloomers, and as you can see on this one, there's a little cluster of Dendrobium canes right here. And of course this teeny weeny guy right here, and already budding. So yeah. These are UFOs, so I do not know what they are. Of course, they are unidentified fabulous orchids, but again, no IDs, but still anticipating the blooms on these little keikis. And as you can see right here in this pot, there are two little keikis coming from the Amethystoglossum, and indeed, they are growing and very, very happy. And this bundle of joy right here is coming from my orchid buddy, Nakaayayat. And they were sent to me and coming from their announcement plant. And definitely I am so happy to receive them. And although they have been slow growers, as you can see, they definitely are very, very healthy, growing an abundance of other little keikis. So indeed, alive and well, and as you can see, very, very happy. Thank you so much, Nakaayayat, and indeed, I cannot wait until these little guys bloom their beautiful, fragrant blooms. And this little happy-go-lucky little guy right here is coming from T.D. Moore, also known as Terry. And I thank you very much, Terry. I am so, so happy that you sent this to me. I had been wanting one for such a long time. And this one is actually coming from Terry's mother, Humunga Dunga plant. And this is one of the keikis. And this is an Aranthes grandiflora, if I'm correct, because I also have another one which is a ramosa, but this I believe is a grandiflora. So indeed I am very happy, and you can also see that your baby is very happy as well, because I indeed am cherishing it and taking very good care of it. Again, thank you, Terry. Oh, and Terry, I have not forgotten about you. This is the package that I am sending to you, and it has a delightful surprise in there, so I can't wait till you get it. And indeed, I am going to send it off to you right away, very soon. I promise, fingers crossed anyways, but I am going to send this to you, Terry, as a special thank you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my friend. Da, 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 da. And this right here, similar to the Annunsmum in the way that it grows, is actually a cuculatum, and this was given to me as a gift from Stuart, aka mainly Vandas on eBay. And definitely I thank you for one of these special gifts that you have given me. And as you can see, they are alive and well. I actually just potted them up. And yeah, alive and well, and hoping big things, big blossoms, and indeed very beautiful, fragrant, stunning ones on top of that. Again, thank you so much, Stuart, and I do appreciate it. And this right here, folks, is a recent cutting of some keiki, some clippings, some divisions, oh, whatever you guys want to call it. But indeed, these were recent repots, so you are seeing some yellowing going on with these Dendrobium anceps, which is quite common when you are cutting up your orchid. So indeed, it is going through a recovery process, but we are waiting for it to bounce right back and grow us many more keikis. So indeed, this is the Dendrobium anceps, and we are highly anticipating your blooms as well. And there you have it, folks, my motley crew of little baby keikis that I potted up in the past. And as you can see, they are all doing well, because it doesn't matter if they're adult plants or if they're little bitty baby keikis. It doesn't matter. They are all my babies. And indeed, I will take the best care of them as possible. Oh, I love you guys so much, each and every little one of you little KKU. Coochie coochie coo. And if you guys have also had some experiences with propagating and also growing baby keikis, please be sure to share your experiences with us and let me know exactly what keikis or what type of orchid keikis you think are the easiest and also hardest to grow. Definitely be sure to comment and post those comments below. And I thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another orchid adventure with me, Maria Young. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it like 2 green thumbs up. And if you want to stay tuned to the latest and greatest news of my orchid adventures, please be sure to subscribe. And if you guys want to follow me on Facebook, because you know I do have such a jolly of a time on Facebook as well, please be sure to do so at My Orchid Adventures right on Facebook. And if you want to snail mail me, you guys know that you can do that as well, and you can do that at the address like right here. Again, I thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another episode with me, Maria Young, and I think you guys already know, or you should know, that indeed I do love you all. Mwah!
And I am just patiently waiting, longing to take over the orchid world.